Yo, 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 hope you're having a good day. It's a bit cold outside, but it's a pretty nice kind of cold. Because it's cold, but it's not windy to make you like teary or something. Anyways, during the weekend, I was watching No Country for Old Men, and I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to do like, not really a review, but more of giving my thoughts on it. Things I liked, things that I found a bit iffy, or like weird. Which I guess it would be a review, huh? Anyways, I liked it. I actually really enjoyed it. I was kind of expecting like a happy like hero kind of ending where the main like guy, whatever his name is, I kind of forgot. If they even say his name more than like twice in the whole movie. Anyways, the movie starts with this guy called Anton, whatever, choking a police officer. And then like later on, they're both in a hotel near a bathroom. I was expecting, okay, yeah, okay, it's gonna end how it started, except this time it's gonna be the serial killer or the psychopath, Anton, who's gonna be getting choked out, right? It wasn't. I was honestly really surprised because it was it was more of a realistic like event than a movie, if I'm explaining myself correctly. Like it wasn't really like the usual garbage movie that it starts. There's like this bad guy, then the good guys get the Infinity Stones or whatever, and they like make a plan. Then at the end, ooh, they beat the bad guy. They're all like celebrating. It felt more like you buy a camera at the store and you start filming like at a random time, and you just happen to see this. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother level of realism within within an extent. Like it's not all like super realistic, but it's like a really nice level of realism and a really nice level of unpredictability. Unpredictability. I should drink some warm water or something. Anyways, I also like the fact that the movie doesn't really explain anything. Anything. Like the movie starts, I mean, I guess at the start there is some explaining, calling the main like villain or psychopath, like just no, a psychopath. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of couldn't hear well what the star was saying, so I can't really comment much on that. Anyways, the only real thing like the movie explains is that Anton was hired to find the money from this like big corporation like drug lord or whatever. You also know that he's a psychopath because at the start he just kills random people, which that in itself is weird because the one of the like, I wouldn't say a key character because he just gets introduced then killed, but like a bounty hunter or whatever, I gets hired to track Anton and I guess kill him or whatever. He says that he kills just because he gets annoyed or because they waste his time. But then he kind of like he gets a police officer's car, then he stops someone like an old man, then he kills him and takes his car, which like it's a good idea because you're harder to track, but you're also like the old man didn't waste your time in any way. Like like the values he holds are a bit how do I say it? Weird, I guess. Like you can definitely see that he has some like specific thinking pattern or rules to killing. Like for example, his coin flip. He was gonna kill a guy at a gas station just because he was annoyed by him like I don't know, like being annoying, I guess. Like not answering correctly or just being nervous for no reason. I don't know. He did a coin flip, told the guy that if he guessed right, he keeps everything, meaning like his life, basically. And the man at the gas station got it right. So it's like before every kill, does he do like a coin flip? Is but it's just not shown on camera, and that's how he decides if that guy's gonna die. Why did he only do it like twice in the whole movie with the gas station guy, and then at the end with the main character's like girlfriend? Which, by the way, again, why did he? Never mind. He made a bet with the main character that he would kill his girlfriend, and he wouldn't be able to stop it. Yeah, okay, yeah. But then again, it's like it's a bet between two people, and one of them is dead, and you're the other one, right? Like you don't really have to kill her. She doesn't have the money. In fact, she's in debt, if I'm not wrong. It's a random woman who has nothing to do with what her like boyfriend did. Like she didn't even knows who you are. Does She doesn't even know like how much money, where the money is. She doesn't know anything. You know what I mean? Anyways, uh, another like cool thing they did was I mean, would be considered cool. It's like adding people, but the people themselves aren't really important. They seem like they are. Like the guy that drug lord in like the company, like high skyscraper company or whatever, that was hired to hunt Anton or whatever. I'm saying whatever a lot. Sorry about that. Like he seemed that he was gonna be a big character. He seemed like he was gonna be like this badass that was gonna be there to stop him. But then he got removed easily. But it's like it feels like that character was important to the world, even though he like had no real importance to the actual movie. You know what I mean? Like he was just a random character to the movie, but to the world itself, he was like this big guy. Then there's this paralyzed vet who was in Nam, and he had like a lot of cats living in the middle of nowhere. He was like the sheriff's friend or like dad's friend. I'm not really sure what the actual like relationship was, but again, they introduced him like at the end basically. He said a couple words and then he disappeared. Maybe there's like a second part to the movie or a first one I'm missing, but I've never really heard of there being like one or like another movie for No Country for the Old Men. So maybe there are like things I'm missing, right? Anyways, them like making or like introducing these characters which mean nothing to the movie, but you can see they mean something to like the other characters. You know, it's like it's world building. Like it doesn't affect the plot. It doesn't affect or change the way the movie goes, but it makes the world feel or seem like it's more alive. Like it's not a stationary like point in time. It's not like a book. Anyways, I really only had two issues. I feel like I actually wrote them down here. Uh, okay, yeah, here. My biggest issue was the guy who hired Anton, the drug lord or whatever. The one who wanted the cash or the drugs. I'm not really sure which anymore. He was like the boss of this giant, luxurious building or skyscraper, which kind of gave the opposite vibe of like the whole movie, where it was like back in the old west. There were cars and all, but everyone's like living. If you want information, it has to be by word of mouth. You know what I mean? Like there's telephones, but it's the street phones which you have to pay. You know what I mean? But then they introduce this guy who lives in this luxurious building, and it seems like super modern in a way. And it's like, hmm, if they were able to build this, couldn't they have built cameras as well? Like, couldn't they have like I don't know. It's now that I'm thinking about it again, I seem like a dumbass. Because yeah, no. At no point did he have like a computer or something. Like he was writing on paper. And while the building did seem big, I don't think they showed an elevator. And even if they did, I don't think elevators were after phones, right? It was elevators, then phones that came, and like in that order, right? Anyways, ignore that. That was a dumb thing I wrote here. Let me ignore this. This is just about Anyways, okay, my next point. So the main guy is trying to run from the serial killers and the like drug guys who are after him because he has their money. At first, he stays in a motel, right? It should have been a motel because it's one of those quick middle of nowhere. You get there, you sleep for a night, then you leave and continue like driving somewhere. The woman there gets killed, then like everything gets like shot up. I have no problem with that because again, it's in the middle of nowhere. Realistically, there's like three people there probably staying, right? If any. Actually, thinking back on it, I don't remember seeing any other cars except the mafia guys who were staying in the same room as the main character because they were waiting for him. The main character and the serial killer. So apart from those three and the owner, if he kills the owner and the mafia guys, nobody's there to call the police, I guess. But the second hotel he stays on is in the middle of the city or town. It looks more like a city. Like it looks pretty like big, pretty modern. Like there's a lot of cars, a lot of buildings and all that. Even though hotel seems like high class a bit. Well, the serial killer Anton follows him there. He kills the main guy. Not the main guy. He kills the owner of that hotel. He goes up. He also kill. No, he doesn't kill. No, he does break the door. Main character jumps out the window, whatever. Anton starts shooting at the main character. He breaks cars and all that. This is all happening in the middle of the city in what seems to be like a residential area. But that's not even the worst. Like you can say, oh yeah, he has a like an air gun, so air can't isn't really loud. Oh sure, I mean not air, a pressure like air pressure gun type of gun. But then he shoots someone who's driving a car multiple times. You can hear the glass breaking, you can hear everything. I'm pretty sure the main character was screamed at some point. The main character even crashed the car. He also had a shotgun, which wasn't silenced, at least not that I don't think it was. So it's like, okay, sure. The Anton's gun, you can't hear it, whatever. The car's windows getting shot, you should be able to hear that. The crash, you should be able to hear that. The shotgun shot, you should be able to hear that. Like, there's really no reason why the police wasn't there. Like, someone should have called the police at some point from their home phone or home landmine or whatever it was called. Like, and then what's his name? Anton. He was shot in the leg. I feel like you can definitely track the blood, right? Like he was shot in the leg. You go to the pharmacy or the doctor or whatever. You put a cop there stationed, waiting for someone to come. I feel like you could have found him at some point. Uh, I didn't write this one, but now I remember. He also to get the medicine for his wound without being seen. He makes a car explode. Then everyone goes to check it out. But while doing that, none of them notice him open the door, walk to the back, and just grab things. Like there were at least like 10 people there. Like I do understand that like studies have been done, and if you act confidently enough, people will not pay attention to you. Like I know there was one with like an elevator or whatever, where people were playing like with the ball, then someone passed, and then you asked the one watching what was the color of the hat of the person who passed, and they couldn't like answer you. You would even ask them, "Did someone pass?" And they couldn't. So I understand that it's possible, but it's like really? I feel like at least one person should like seen him, especially when it's like an explosion happens. Everyone's looking at it except him. He's just walking normally. Anyways, really enjoyed the movie. Would definitely recommend it. I went a bit off there at the end, but those are really just small things that like felt awkward. You know what I mean? Like a bit unrealistic. Everything else was it was an experience. You know what? Yeah, it was an experience. It's one of those you know when people say it's not a movie, it's an experience? Actually never mind. They say that with food, right? Like you go to a restaurant to have an experience, not to have food or whatever. Like I finally understood what they meant. It doesn't feel like a movie, it feels like a documentary or something of like a certain event. Anyways, peace. Hope you like this. I don't know. Oh yeah, I also watched Demolition Man. It was neat. It was funny. I can't really say much about that movie. It was just entertaining. Like it's a good time as well. Peace. Have a good one.